Hi, my name is Fortina. Welcome to another episode of Strong and Bold. I hope wherever you are, you're feeling strong and bold. So today I'm going to talk about love. I'm going to read from the book of First Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 4 to 7. And it says, the title says, Love is the greatest gift. Love is patient, without envy. It's not boastful or arrogant. It is not ill-mannered, nor does it seek its own interest. Love is not provoked to anger, keeps no score of offenses. It does not take delight in wrong, but rejoices in truth. Love excuses all things, believes in all things, hopes in all things, endures all things. Chapter 8, just one line says, love never ends. So for me, I believe when we talk about love, even Jesus said, like, love is the greatest gift. Like, there's no point of doing wonders, miracles, but you don't love others. So for me, love means being able to love someone. It means accepting people the way they are, showing up to people, nurturing them. Also, it means being able to love on someone. So that is that means for me, it looks like nurturing someone, supporting someone, and also attending to someone. So attending to someone's needs. For me, it looks like love is patient. So if someone is on the journey to become themselves, it's being able to be patient, persistent, but also supporting them to get better and better and better. So in a scenario where, like, we are dating people, right? I'll say that you need to weigh your options. So let's say somebody is like 80% it's good, and then only 20% you're like, oh, you can think if I can manage this, or that 20% is a deal breaker, like I can never deal with this, right? But if it's let's say deal breaker is 20%, green flag is 80%, you can say, yeah, actually I can do this, because nobody's perfect at the end of the day. Even if I joke that I know everybody has flaws in one way or the other. So the other thing is, like, we can never love people enough to change. So we can't be with people where we think, like, I'm going to love them, I'm going to support them, I'm going to do A, B, C, D for them to save them. That's a mentality that most of us have. But people, we can never change people. People can change to love us, to be with us, but you can never change someone. Only God can change someone. You can pray for people and pray for them to be better and better and better, but you can never change someone to be who you want to be. And the other things, like, you can never fix someone. So you can't take, I like this about this person, I want this, I want that. It's like you're making your own Powerpuff Girls, you're making your own person. People are not robots. You can never say, I want this part of you, I want this part of you, I don't want this part of you. No, you have to love somebody whole of them, the whole of them, the good, the ugly, the bad, the nasty. All these things are the things that make us who we are. So let's say somebody might say, oh, you know what, Fortina, I like how you dress, but I don't like how you talk. Okay, I might change my accent, and I don't believe I have an accent, but this is also whom I am. So if you're not able to love me fully as I am, then it's about time you think about, you reassess the situation. Do you want to continue with this person, or do you want to find the person that fits you, So in the other thing is, like, sometimes when we are in relationships, we are able to say, express ourselves in a loving, caring, nurturing, and respectful way. That, hey babe, or hey darling, or sweetheart, I feel I am not heard. I feel I'm not seen. I feel I'm not acknowledged for the effort I'm putting in this relationship. So then the other person might be able to say, I'm sorry, I have been busy, or work has been stressful, or it wasn't my intention to make you feel, to not see you, to not see your needs, you know. That is an example. But if I come to my partner and say, you know what, I don't like when you do this and this, you're always doing this and this and this, and this is this and this, like, you can even see the tone of voice has changed. So do you think this person will listen to me and actually action on the things I'm going to say? No, they will just shut me off as soon as, like look, when you come down, we can talk. So how do we convey our communication in a way that is respectful, nurturing, and loving way? Like, we have to be gentle in our spirit. We have to be gentle when we are communicating our needs. I'm not saying like be on your knees and say, please, 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 please text me back. That's a whole different situation. And that's why, like, because sometimes, depending on the environment you have grown in, we don't know what is love. And that's why I'm reading from the Bible, from the book itself, that says love is patient. Love is this. Because sometimes you may never understand what truly love is, because the people who are supposed to show you love, give you love, they didn't give you love the way it's supposed to be given. But that's what you know. That's what the kind of love you have come to experience. But that is not the true love. The true love, again, is from the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 all the way to 7. Sometimes when you have been in a toxic environment, in toxic relationships, in toxic situationships, they alter your feelings, your emotions, and they alter how you see things. So you're not able to see things as they truly are. And that's why sometimes, if you are a believer, you need to come back to God, and He will show you how love is, how to be loved, and how to love others. So we cannot pour into from an empty cup. So if myself, I don't love myself, I don't look after myself, I am not going to be able to show up for my family. I'm not going to be able to show up for my partner. I'm not going to be able to show up for my husband, because my cup is empty. So love is inwards, outwards. So it starts from us, from who we are. How am I looking after myself? How am I nurturing myself? How am I loving on myself? So that I'm able to extend this to everyone around me. It could be my children, it could be my partner, it could be my siblings, it could be extended family members, it could be my colleagues at work, it could be the community at large. And that's why they say charity begins at home. Home is where your heart is. So if I am worried, maybe I'm in a toxic environment, I'm not nurtured, I'm not going to be showing in the world, in life, as I should be, because I am not looking after myself. And if, let's say, you are married in that situation, because you already have that union that God has placed together, it is about time you go back to God and say, Father, this is the man you gave me. Even if we might have been disobedient and God told you, this is not the person for you, and you're like, I love this person, nothing can come between us, this is the man for me, this is the woman for me. And then you will get married, and then you find out it is not the right people. God can still do wonders. Like, even if your relationship is struggling, like, I love this man, I love this woman, but I just don't know how to handle them. Sometimes they are killing me. I'm losing hair because of this relationship, because of this marriage. Get back on your knees. Go back to asking God, like, how can I love your son? Because sometimes they might do things that you do not like. Oh, you don't see love in them. I know it's a serious topic, but then sometimes you're like, what was I thinking? Anyway, we all have our moments. Nobody's perfect. But even when it comes to that time when your relationship or marriage is struggling, seek guidance. And guidance is not just from your friends. Like, they won't tell you, dump him, block him, or dump her, get another one. There's so many girls out here. Get another one if she doesn't give you. Get another one. There's so many. You know what I mean? To please you. No, it's like going back to recess, to creator, to maker. Like, how did we get here? How did we start? I'm sure most relationships start when you like each other, you're all over each other, it grows, it blossoms, then it comes like when we want to be together. And then from that togetherness, it becomes like familiarity. We know each other for a long time now. We have kids. There's nothing new here. But then that's where I say many people become too comfortable. You don't look after your partner. You don't nurture them. You don't look after the relationship. Look at relationship as a seed. So the seed starts as a seedling form, and then it germinates, becomes a plant, it becomes a flower. It might even become fruit. Even some plants they have fruits and they are not fruits to eat. So then, in that situation, it always needs water. Even if the plant is like blossoming, it's growing, it has nice flowers, it still needs fertilize. It still needs some sunlight. It needs some water. The same as relationships and marriage. You can't say now because I got married to this person, or I married this person, or I'm in a relationship with this person, let me relax. No, my brothers, my sisters, it doesn't happen like that. We might not put on 100% effort as before, but we are going to keep on trying to make our relationship sustainable, being comfortable and being secure in this relationship. It takes like maybe dating still. It takes like checking on each other. It takes like checking in every time, like, hey babe, am I loving you the right way? How I want you to love, how I want you to love me, or how I want to be loved by you. Check in and say, actually, I'm struggling this week. I can only give 20%. Last week I was giving 80%, But then this week I'm struggling. Deadlines, children, ABCD is happening. And just talk to each other. And the other things, like, sometimes my love language is like maybe words of affirmation, and my partner's love language is quality time. So my partner, I might tell my partner, I love you day and night. I write love letters, everything, but my partner doesn't think like I love them because for them it's acts of service, or maybe it's quality time. So, and then now knowing that, I can schedule some more time alone with him or with them, or book trips every now and then, have a date night, all these things to spice things up, but also to show them that you appreciate them and you love them. And the other thing is that being able to communicate when you are feeling like you have been offended in a respectful way. Say, babe, I don't feel like you respect me anymore, or I feel because of this issue has happened, you have changed. How can we go back to how things can be sustainable, can be healthy, can be nurturing? We all need to nurture ourselves individually, and then nurture our relationships, our family together, because there's no way I'm going to pour out from an empty cup. So if I don't look after myself, I'm not going to be able to look after myself or show up in the world, or show up for my loved ones. So I'll say that start looking after yourself, loving on yourself, pouring in you what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled. Then you can extend that to your partner. But again, remember, it's not about being selfish, or it's not about keeping scores. And I know most of us do that. Remember that day you did this and this, and last year too, and I've forgiven that. I think like we can always invite God, invite the Holy Spirit to nurture us, to come to give us a gentle spirit, but also to heal us. We need to we are renewed each and every single day. We become new people. But if we get renewed spiritually, but then we are wearing the same body, and we keep on scores of what they did wrong, and then we can't start paying back, we start making them jealous. How is that loving like Christ? So we need to end up loving the way Christ has loved us. And how do we do that? We don't do that by scoring, like God says, like, today you've been a naughty child, I'm not going to talk to you, or I'm going back to the time ago sacrifice. No, he loves us no matter who we are. And that is the same way we should be loving our partner. Even if they're not showing up the way they should be, we should be able to love them, nurture them, and also give them grace and space for them to grow and to get to know even God. For me, I'll say that being able to know that when everything has failed, I still have the biggest shield, I still have a protector, I still have God who looks at me and who loves me. I think that is my comfort, and that is also my insurance, that even if I make this decision of being with this person, marrying this person, I'm still going to be in his will, no matter the consequences of it. So all I can say is that love yourself, love others the way you want to be loved, the way you want to be loved, the way you want love to be poured onto you. That's the same way we should be giving others. Not thinking like, oh, they don't do this, they don't do that, but that is love. Thank you for listening today, and hope to see you in our next episode. Bye.